Do anything, we fire up, let's see if anything happens. Wow, could this be it? Oh god. Might need a touch of idle adjustment. I do desperately want to run it up and down the road. It's like my key aim. Yes, wow. My only, because it's me and I'm me, my only very slight criticism is that I wonder if I'm choking it with my air filter. It doesn't feel as peppy as it probably should. Saying that, it needs to be run, it needs to warm up, it needs to stretch its legs, we need to get the revs up, it needs to be alive. Wow, I am pleased. I'm pleased. Wow, 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 wow. It's an old habit us classic bikers get into. We turn the fuel off and we run a bit of fuel through. I'm not sure why we do that. I think it's to take the pressure off the float valve maybe. No, actually it's if you store it for long periods. Fuel will gum up when it's in smaller quantities, so the fuel in the carb is likely to gum up quicker than the fuel in the tank. Saying that, you'll always leave a tiny bit in the carb anyway, so are we helping the issue or not? I don't know. I'm very happy with that. I'm done. I'm leaving it. I'm going to meet an old friend up the road. I say up the road. It's about an hour and a half ride away on the bike, my bike. Anyway, that's me. We don't want to hear more about me. Right, I'm gonna get moving. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm off to get another project actually, and recently I've been saying to myself, last couple of weeks I've been saying to myself, no more projects. I've got the 3 Sinis Harriers, I've got the CD 200, and the handweight went a few days ago. But anyway, I've got projects already that actually I've got the Piaggio Fly 125. I got too many projects, but something came up last night. It's a Mutt Fat Sabbath 2020. Apparently neither of the brakes work, and something else, neither of the brakes work, and yeah, one side panel's missing, But otherwise, potentially runs and rides. I'm not quite sure on the details. But ultimately, I am going to get it. It's £300. It's a geared 125. They tend to sell. Two of these Sinis Harriers are ready MOT. They run beautifully, but aren't selling. One at 750, dirt cheap, and one at 950 for fuel injected. And that thing's stunning and rides beautifully. So it's just a waiting game at the moment. Get a couple out, keep a bunch coming in so that we're constantly moving, constantly kind of doing these bikes really. So here we are, long morning actually. I mean, not like overly long, but it's very warm today. Tomorrow's going to be hottest day of the year and hottest day in many years apparently. Here it is, the Mutt Fat Sabbath 125cc 2020 with some issues but nothing major. I love the front wheel. Remember we had that before with the handway or something, whatever it was that that Anthony gave me, I can't remember. So I love the tyres. It comes with a bag full of stuff over there. I'm going to see exactly what it's got and what it hasn't got. He says it just starts, runs and rides. I don't know. Oil window down here. Let's start with the basics. Where are we for oil? It's quite low. Look, it's not kind of shockingly low, but it's quite low. So let me put a touch of oil in so that we know it's at a nice level and will circulate. He says he's looked for this panel for a long time and it's he can't find it. But I think I was doing research last night and I think it is the same panel as the Hanway, as a bunch of other models actually. They're basically the same frame. Suzuki engine, I'm unsure about this. Mutt online and people online talk about this being a Suzuki engine. I don't think it is. I think it's a Suzuki copy engine, so I think it's a copy of the GN engine. Saying that, I don't actually know. I don't know. Mutt has a good reputation, but then at some point, so did the other companies, MASH, for example. So let's see. Yeah, look, it's a 157 FMI. So it's a copy, but it's fine. They're meant to be really good engines. So far, tyres are a bit low. Both brakes aren't engaging, but they're on that stupid double braking system. Look. So the rear pedal has... Actually, the rear pedal, how many lines does it have? Yeah, has 2 lines. So the rear pedal is trying to brake the front and the back. And the front brake is only meant to brake the front. So let me double check that up here. Yep, is that going into a splitter anywhere? No. Why is there tape around here? Is there a leak in it? Something doesn't seem right. Ultimately, the front brake should work. I'm not sure why it isn't. Chain needs a clean, but seems okay. What I do with chains like this is I cake them in WD-40 because I'm probably not going to be looking at this bike for another week. So cake it in WD-40 at this stage and let it seep all week in there and then give it a good clean. Right, let me put a touch of oil in there and we'll turn the key and we'll just see if we're doing anything at this stage because I don't actually know. I haven't tried. So we've got no brakes at all, front or back, so all we can do is see what else we've got. That's promising. Any faults? Not sure. Horn? No horn. Indicators. No rear. We have the front. We have no rear indicators. Rear light. Brake. we had something. I will give it a minute, let the oil circulate, you know, that's what we do. Let's see. It sounds alright at the moment. Get a touch of this chain with WD just while we're waiting. Bike sounds great. Clutch needs a touch of adjustment, but let's see if it just selects first and second. In the bag. I always try to minimize the bikes down to their base. You know, when you go to a showroom and look at bikes, they don't have big L plates, big ugly old dirty L plates hanging off the back. I like to sell them clean like this, and people can buy new L plates, or if they're desperate, I'll bring the one back that I've got that's already cut to size and drilled to size. But when I'm kind of advertising and selling, I want the cleanest look I can get. Engine is great, no issues at all. I'm going to cut it off now. I'm happy with that, but we have no brakes at all. So brake work is going to be step one. And hang on, I haven't finished looking in the bag. One side panel. They are the same panels as the handrail. They are, they definitely are. So I'm sure I can get the right one. Although they're rare. Front L plate again, I'll chuck that in Ah, this is interesting. The last one I had came with this look, no mudguard. It looks tougher, but actually we've got a shorty look. I'll be selling it without one. Do you know what? Let's get into the reservoir for the brake and let's see what's going on immediately. You know, out of curiosity more than anything else. And I'll chuck that rear plate on for now. I might get a new rear plate. That thing is huge because Central Bikes want you to have the biggest advertising banner in the world. And it just looks, I mean, on a little 125, it's ridiculous. So I'll probably get a one size down. I'll use that for MOT and then switch to a one size down. That says Motorcycle Rescuer. The one size down has the same size, letters and numbers, but it's one size down. Normally, 9 times out of 10, the police couldn't care less that it's one size down.